Hey guys, what's going on? Flavored Favors here, coming at you with Life Talk Fridays. Today's episode, pre-warning, is going to be a lot more serious than normal. No jokes today because of how serious this subject is. So, I just warning you guys ahead of time. If you guys have issues with the stuff we're going to be talking about, feel free to leave. It's okay. It's fine. I understand. It's a really touchy subject to a lot of people. I'm here joined once again with Creamy Giggles.
Hey guys.
And we wanted to share a message of some of our personal experiences with this. So today we're going to talk about self-mutilation is going to be our topic of today. And Creamy actually has a little bit more personal experience than I do, so we're going to start off with him. But I have experience just the same, so hopefully we get to cover everything, and hopefully this helps you guys out a bit. But take it away, Creamy, and let's get started with your stories, buddy.
Alright, I had to take a breath for that
That's
one.
fine.
Okay guys, well,
Take your time, buddy.
we've all really, yeah, we've all really reached that point in life where, I don't want to say we've had enough, because, that makes it sound like there's a limit, but, where we feel really low, and I mean really low, not just like, you know, a Debbie Downer kind of day. You feel really, you you really don't deserve to exist. That's the best way I could describe it, but, Back in back in my sophomore and junior year of high school, beginning of junior year, anyways. I hit some pretty all-time lows, and I decided to try out the whole, you know, self-harm thing. I always heard about the emo thing, and I never really thought much of it, and it just crossed my mind, and I don't know why I thought it was a good idea. That was stupid, but I thought, okay, you know, I'll give it a shot. I got nothing to lose because, you know, I'm worth nothing. That's your whole mindset the whole time. You're just thinking I'm worthless. And so, you know, I tried out, and what really came to a shock was it felt good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It sounds really sick and twisted, but I actually felt better after hurting myself. Sounds weird, huh? And there's actually some science behind that. When you actually, you know, Captain, can you describe that, please? Explain
Alright,
it.
no problem. What happens when you are really depressed, it kind of expands your blood a little bit. And when you guys decide that you're going to cut yourself and you release blood, you're releasing the tension, releasing the pressure, and it also lets out endorphins in your brain. So it gives you a good feeling, or not quite a high feeling, but a feeling of pleasure. So it's really addictive to people who are in these situations of depression because they want to find anything that'll make them feel good. And this is the quickest way with instant gratification.
And it's exactly like you said. You know, it's not a high or anything, but you feel better. You actually feel better, and you're like, wow, I didn't know that in this really shitty situation I could feel better about myself, or, you know, better just in general. Not really so much about yourself, but anyways, I did that, and I never really went too far with it. I just, you know, just what looked like scratches, or I could get away with, you know, oh, I hit like a metal, some metal sheet sticking out of the side of the wall at a construction or something, you know, something along those lines, something that I had a good excuse for. And but one day, after a pretty rough day at school, and some things being said between friends, I, uh, I took the knife, and, you know, and I just started cutting, and I just felt so shitty that I really didn't pay attention as to how far I was going with it, and I realized I'm not feeling pain anymore, and I'm not feeling good about myself. I just feel something tugging back and forth between my arm, and I look at my arm, and I realize I went so far down, I'm hitting muscle tissue. You know, fuck, you're not just cutting the top layer of your skin and like a few blood, you know, veins. You're hitting muscle, dude. And I freaked out then. That's when I was like, this is enough, and I stopped. And as it was really a surreal moment for me when I looked down and I realized this knife's really far in my arm. I need to stop this before I really go too far and I hurt myself to the point where it's not repairable. And luckily I did stop, and that was the day that I really stopped cutting in general. And I'm not gonna say it gets better immediately. No, no, I would be lying to you when I say that. But what really helps, that's a replacement for anything. And I don't care what you do. You know, you cut yourself, you burn yourself, you hit yourself, whatever kind of mutilation or self-harm you do. Talking to your friends, I can't stress that enough. You know, your friends, your family, a loved one, a trusted one, an adult, a teacher, anything, someone. There's they're out there, and I really can't put it any better than it feels like a weight's been lifted off your shoulders because you have someone there with you. That's really the best way to put it. But that's we're gonna touch more on that afterwards. But Flavored has a story that he wishes to share as well.
All right, guys. So I didn't really have I don't have any personal experience when it comes to this kind of stuff, but it doesn't mean I don't have any experience. My first encounter with self-mutilation was actually my first girlfriend, and I didn't notice it right away. It wasn't a thing that you noticed the way that she'd done it. It was a little tricky, and she kept it to herself. And her method involved hurting her privates. It didn't mutilate them like a lot, but it mutilated them enough that like one time when we were having sex, I noticed and I was like, "What's this?" And she was really shy and really bashful about it, and she had a hard time telling me. But she told me that like when she like in her like this was a senior year of high school, so like in her earlier years her family used to move all the time from town to town, and she'd move from school to school. She didn't really have any friends, and she had a really hard time. And just like Creamy said, one day she decided enough was enough, and she wanted to do something about it. So she took the only choice she had left in her life into her own hands, and she started to hurt herself, and she gave her a little bit of a feeling of power. And she used that to her advantage, and she used this method that she picked, and it made her feel powerful. And when it came to it, man, it wasn't that she had a lot of scars the same way Creamy did, but she had emotional scars, something that couldn't be seen but could only be felt. And even though like a lot of her friends didn't know about it, or a lot of her family didn't know about it, she knew about it, and that was enough like to feel really ashamed and really dumb. And she said it haunted her. Like it would come back from time to time, and like it would come back and just like show up every once in a while. And it's just not something, it's like it's not fun to do, it's not fun to go through, and it's not fun to bring back up again. But she said like from what I've seen from I have friends who have gone through rehab for all sorts of stuff, for different things, because I like being that guy that talks and helps out, and I like being that friend that listens and helps you feel better. But people who usually go through like a rehabilitation sort of state have a phase where they love to tell people their story, because they like to help people not feel the way that they did. So she didn't mind telling me. She thought it was helpful and that I could pass that message on to other people. So that's her story and how it affected me, and it changed the dynamic of our relationship. And it didn't matter that she hurt herself. There's nowhere she could have hit it that I didn't know about, because I got to know her as a person. And like boyfriend and girlfriend get to know each other's bodies pretty well. Like it's just something that happens. There's nothing you can really do to get away from it. It's just something that occurs. So it does change the dynamic of the relationship you have with another person and your friends, if or when they find out. And if it's something that's been hidden for a long time and just comes up, that hurts even more. It's a part of you now, and it's something you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, and you just have to remember that you're gonna have to live with that decision, like no matter what. But that's it for that story. If you wanted to take on your next one there, Creamy.
All right, I got one more story for you guys. Towards the end of high school, I got to know this girl, and when you're in the whole self-harm kind of thing, you notice things about people who are similar to you. When I say similar, they do the same things as you, I guess. And I noticed that she would always wear sweaters or, long sleeves. She never basically let her wrists show, regardless of the weather. It could be super hot and she's wearing a sweater. They're like, you're crazy. And she was with this group of friends, and I got to know the guy with the group that she hung out with. And I asked him one time, and he told me, well, yeah, back in middle school, she took it a step further than I did, and she actually attempted to commit suicide. That when you hear that, yeah, regardless of your relationship with the person, it makes you think differently of them. Not for worse, not for better, but you just think differently. Like, wow, that person actually, you know, went that far with it. And honestly, all I can say is I confronted her about that. I asked her about it, and it probably wasn't the best decision, considering I wasn't the best of friends with her, so it was really a personal kind of question. But she was more than happy to share her experience, which I thought was interesting. But as Captain mentioned earlier, most people that have gone through rehabilitation, they go through a phase where they actually really want to help you out. And she told me that one time she was feeling real low, and she got her she got her razors, and she split her wrist. That's the only way to put it. She freaked out in the middle of it, ran downstairs to her parents, and after the whole ambulance was called and they got her stable in the hospital and everything was good, she she told me that she had to be taken to a rehabilitation center, right? So when she went there, she told me it was not a good experience because she was on suicide watch the whole time. And what that is basically you have no privacy. You live with somebody watching you 24/7. It doesn't matter, where you are. If you're taking a shit, if you're taking a shower, you do it with somebody watching you. Privacy doesn't exist anymore. That word you forfeited that word the moment you attempted that. And she told me it was probably actually the worst. It was a lot worse than what she did before. And she told me, but she took that experience and learned from it. And she said, whenever she has a chance now, she likes to explain to people who are running the same path or hurting themselves. She tells them it's not worth it in the end, because even if you don't think you're worth it, there are people that love you out there. I don't care how alone you think you are. There is someone there who loves you. There's a friend, there's a family member, there's a teacher, there's someone out there, and it hurts them just as much as it's hurting you when they find out you're doing that to yourself, guys. That's my moral of the story. Just really to think about, you're not just hurting yourself, guys. You're hurting your loved ones, really.
Yeah, no, it's very, very true. It changes a lot between a couple people, but it does really hurt your friends and family and everything else. Which is where this next story is going. Creamy knows about this one just as well as I do, but I don't know. I find it a little easier to tell, and I know it's gonna affect Creamy just as much as it does me. So are you ready for this, bud? Because I know it's tough.
Yeah.
All right, so
we're good.
Over the years on Xbox, I have talked to a lot of people about a lot of things. Self-mutilation has come up more times than I'd like to admit, but I do have friends that have dealt with this themselves, or they know someone or something, and it's just a thing. So, one of my really good friends who might actually join me in some of this, he's gay, and he's 16, and he's been dealing with stuff his entire life. He's a really good guy. He's dealt with some of this stuff before, but once you get him in a good mood and talking, he's a lot of fun to be around. We've had long night discussions about this, but this is not the person I want to talk about. The person I want to talk about, their gamer tag is going to be left out for obvious reasons. We're going to call them the young one for the purposes of this video. And there's a bit of a backstory to this person. This person has dealt with a lot of things that they shouldn't have dealt with at their age. She's 13. She drinks without her parents knowing. She has sex. Her parents found out about that not too long ago, and she's dealing with that right now. She also smokes weed. Her parents don't know about that, and she just does a lot of dumb stuff. And her reasoning behind doing the things that she does is so that people are going to like her, and that's not how you get people to like you. It's really not, guys. If you are ever in need of a friend, there's so many better ways to make a friend, okay? And the problem is that with dealing all these things at an age so young is that I don't think that she was ready to cope with the stuff that like goes along with it. Like it's a really big burden on someone that young, and they didn't know how quite to handle it. So she, same as Creamy, decided that enough was enough, and that this is the path that she should take, and it was her only option. And she started to harm herself. And she told me about it once or twice, but I always talked to her, I always supported her, I always tried to help her out. And one night, Creamy and I were playing zombies just like we are right now, and a party invite popped up, and she came on into our party. And I always join her party because, you know, I know the stuff she's going through, and I know the support that she needs, and I try to help her the best way that I can. But she was drunk. She wasn't feeling very good. She just turned down sex with a guy. She said that it was because I told her that it wasn't the right thing to do, and she asked if I was proud of her, and I said that I was, really, really well. And she said that she's really lonely right now. She doesn't know what to do, and she sounded really, really sad. And she started to cry. And then she said, "You know what? I'm not worth it anymore." And I asked her what she meant, because I didn't think this is where this was going. You know, we're just having a harmless little zombies. I wasn't ready for this at all. And then she did something that Creamy and I are never going to forget. She screamed into the mic as she cut herself while talking to us. I could hear the pain rip through her voice as she did this harmful thing to herself. And it like, every time I talk about it, guys, both me and Creamy, it put shivers down our spine. It's something that we're gonna have to live with till the day that we die. It's a very serious matter, and like, it didn't just hurt her, and she didn't understand it. It didn't understand how it would affect us, because she thought to herself that she didn't matter anymore, and it destroyed us on the inside. It hurt so much to see someone do something like that to themselves. So young too. Like she should not be dabbling in anything that she was dabbling in. And it's just like the next morning, we talked her out of putting the knife down. It took a while. She didn't harm herself very much before we got her to before we talked her out of it. And she and I joined up in a party the next morning, and Creamy couldn't talk to her the next morning. He didn't want to, and I don't blame him. It was hard for me to do it. It's fine, buddy. So I decided to talk to her, and she sorted herself out, and she was drunk. She didn't even remember doing it, actually. But we got her all sorted out, and we had her talk. I got her to talk to a family member, and she actually did get some help. She went away to a rehabilitation center for a little bit, and got herself sorted out. And she talked to a psychiatrist, just like your friend did, and she was dealing with issues and stuff that you know, was affecting her life. And that's the worst part. Just like my girlfriend, and just like Creamy, and just like everyone else who does it, even if, you know, people around you don't see the scars that you left, the emotional scars on the inside are something you're gonna have to live with.
Are the biggest.
They're the ones that hurt the most, and people don't understand that. It's like, you're gonna make it through this. You're going to, because there's no way in hell I'm not gonna let you. Like, I don't think you understand. You're not going to make it. If I have any say in it, if you guys are hurting yourselves, no, there's no way. Because taking yourself off this planet honestly, I think more than anything, it's selfish. And you're like, how is it selfish? It's because it hurts so many people. Anytime I hear something that comes, it feels like, because when I do stuff like this, where I try to put out videos, it feels like a loss in my book. Like, there's somebody that we could have helped that we didn't get to reach in time, and it drives me nuts, guys. Like, that's what this channel's all about. It's about helping others and making others feel good. Like, I don't want this to be something bad. I don't want those things to happen. No matter who you are or where you are, there's always someone going through something, or something that can make you feel better than that. And, like, you people are better than that. You guys are amazing, and you don't deserve the pain and trouble that this kind of stuff would put you through. I don't know. It's just... But when it comes down to it, guys, if you can't talk to your mom and your dad, and I know it's hard. It's hard to talk to your parents about stuff like this because you don't want them, you know, to be even more disappointed or think that you've done something wrong or that you're strange or dumb or whatever else. That's fine. I understand it. Parents sometimes like can put on disappointment. It's not what the kids need at the time. They need their support. I get that. Maybe you can go to your friends. Or if you can't go to your friends, because sometimes, you know, friends don't quite understand, they don't get it, and, you know, you need more help, that's fine. If you need a third party, someone, you know, just random, come talk to me. My Twitter and stuff's gonna be in the bottom, my Facebook will be down there, my Xbox gamer tag, come talk, come play, come hang out. I'm all about talking to you guys. If you, nothing else, we can get together on Skype and talk for a couple hours and hang out, have a good time, and we'll just talk about what's going on. Like, that's all that we're here for, right? It's just to talk to other people, make other people feel good. That's what life's all about. Like, I don't know. Even if I'm the one person that you can't talk to, if I'm the last line that you've gone to and you're like, no, you know what? I don't think you get it. There's one more place you guys can go. It's a suicide hotline. It's 1-800-723-TALK. I think I'm right in that, Creamy? 273-TALK. And they'll help you out. And I like, if you guys are like, no, I can't go to a hotline, they'll call the cops or something, and they'll send people after me. They won't. That's one thing that they don't do. They keep it between you and them. Most of them are volunteers who have gone through stuff like this, and they know what it's like. They know where you are right now. They know your mindset. They know what you're going through. They just want to help. And all you gotta do is talk to them, and they'd be more than happy to help you. There's all sorts of people out here in this world willing to help you, that there's no reason at all that you can't be helped, and that people, that you are put in a place like that, because you don't deserve that, because you people are amazing and fantastic, and you're here with me hanging out right now. Watching this video at home, or whatever place you're in, you are an amazing human being. You deserve to be here, and like, I don't know. I don't know what else I can say, man. Like, you guys can never stop believing in yourselves. I know I'm not going to. Like, with the stuff that you guys have gone through, that I've gone through with you already, like, you people are amazing. I don't know how to stress it anymore. I can't think of any other set of words or anything else I can do that would prove that to you guys. You just have to, believe that I really do care about every single one of you. And I love all you guys. Like, I'd love to talk to all you guys if I really could. I don't have anything else, buddy, unless you got something.
No, you know, other than really, all I can say is, you know, keep your chin up, guys. I'm sure you've heard it in a different video of Flavors. You know, if there's one thing that's always the same in this world, is that it changes. That's really it. That's really it. Things will get better. It's not always, it seems like it's going to last forever, this horrible period in time, but, you know, just keep your chin up, look forward, stop looking down, stop thinking of all the bad things, you know, fuck what other people think. It's you know, it's gonna get better.
People don't decide who you are, guys, you do. At the end of the day, you're the most important person. But anyway, guys, that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, or this helped you out, or helped anyone out in any way, shape, or form. I've been joined here today by Creamy Giggles. My name's Flavored Favors. You people are beautiful, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.